Just got my membership money. Guess what I'm gonna do with it? It was basically free. Thanks to all the members who made it possible that I can go to McDonald's. And with that, welcome to today's video. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. I got a lot to tell you guys. So here's a quick summary of the weekend. Right after the video, I think, or maybe already during the video, I cannot remember. I did not check instantly. But after the video was released and I hopped into the game again, they took all the content away. Content means cars, tracks, stuff that you buy, right? They took all which I have actually paid for. They just removed it from my account. I guess they do that so that I cannot join the servers which require that stuff. The next thing is they went into a full lockdown mode on their Discord and on their forums. Previously they had like people talking about it on their Discord, you know, like somebody was talking about it and that was fine, you know, people would discuss what's going on. They had it on the forums as well. And now they went into full lockdown mode. They even ban people or kick people from the Discord who are talking about it, which I'm gonna cover later in more details. Then the next thing is they had a couple of things removed from the game in order to stop me from doing malicious stuff. For example, they have this time attack, as I've said in the other video, where you can basically drive for the leaderboard and then you can win something after a couple days if you're the first. And they have removed all the free-to-play stuff, so basically if you have nothing bought, you cannot join. And I think that's it actually. That's the weekend basically. Now this would not be a Master Loser video if this is all I'm gonna tell you. Obviously I was not just sitting at home and was hoping that they would patch the shit out of the game and then call it a day. I was also doing stuff, and a lot of stuff. It was pretty hard for me to structure this video, and actually I'm talking right now and I have not structured it because, well, I'm literally just recording the voiceover and I have no video material so far. So, I mean, I have the video material, but why am I recording this piece of shit? Sorry for that. So this video starts off very light and then goes into more serious stuff the further we go. Hope you guys enjoy. So due to me being an absolute crazy hacker and whatnot, I've managed to decrypt the MD5 hashes of the server data, and I managed to triangulate the IP addresses of those servers. They were Amazon servers, but then I did some back tracing and forward tracing and, you know, port opening and forwarding and so on and so forth, and I managed to get an insight into their studio. And they had a round table at that time, and that is pretty interesting. Here, let's have a watch. Hey guys, thanks for coming so quickly over here. You know, it's an emergency.
All good, man.
As you probably already know, there is Master Loser.
Yeah.
And he's destroying the
Stupid
game.
as shit.
You don't know what he's doing? So
I know what it is.
What do you guys have? Do you have anything? What's happening? How about you, Tony?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Just start.
Yeah. Thanks for taking me so quickly. As you know, I just set the application yesterday. I think he's doing something with the IP address.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure what exactly he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think if I just make a GUI in Visual Basics? Visual Basics.
Yeah.
But like I said,
I don't know what this guy is talking about, but yeah, I don't know.
I think he's exploiting one of the null pointers. It looks
Shut
like.
the fuck up.
But
It's horrible.
we're not fixing it. Calm down. What do you mean? I'm gonna fix it, dude. I'm a detective, okay?
Oh.
It's a null pointer issue. He's exploiting it, probably with some advanced tools. I don't know, with like a hex editor or something.
Missy, come over here real quick. Just a minute. Come here.
Oh, hey, Missy.
Yeah. Look, it's as following. It's as following. We have a problem. I think
What is
he
it?
has multiple Discord accounts. Can you just stay on the Discord and make sure
Yeah.
that no matter who comes in, you just, if he talks about Master Loser in any shape or form, just ban him. Just ban him straight away, okay? Gotcha.
Okay.
I knew I can count on you with that.
Okay.
Thanks. You guys, good luck.
Pretty sure this game was meant to be played like that.
Now that was obviously a joke. Let's get to the serious content. So the very first, or the newest thing that I found, which was just earlier today, has to do with server hosting. Now there is ranked servers which have a system built in where you have like incident points and rating, reputation, so on and so forth. So basically you drive on it, if you crash into people, your reputation goes down. If you win the race, your rating goes up. Now I downloaded the server, it's available on Steam, you need to do nothing, just download it. I open it up and I'm like, wow, that looks familiar, what the hell is going on here? So it turns out it's not C++, it's written in C#. And I'm like, whoa, jackpot, it's gonna be real easy. Open it up in the appropriate program. It's packed. Drop it into the appropriate program to unpack it. Takes 2 seconds. I look at it, it's crystal clear. And the server, public server basically, the one that everyone can download, has ranked server in it. You cannot, in the UI, you cannot change it. There's no button for it. But you can just, write it into the code. So I do that, host my own ranked servers. Now obviously they did not like that, and they blocked my IP a couple times, 3-4 times. I don't know why. I mean, I was basically doing their hosting, I mean, it's still a ranked server. And I was actually hosting free content, so people who are not paying for content can also play on ranked servers, because why not, why would you exclude those people? So I was hosting the free servers, and was pretty good actually. My servers, I also implemented a feature called random players, which basically told the server browser that there is people on the server even though there are no people on the server. So that instantly made my servers more popular than the empty real servers. And so I had a couple people. Now looking at the screenshot, it's only like 5-6 people on there. That's still more than 0 because all the other servers had 0. My server here is Europe 5 and Europe 6. So the TLDR is they put the ranked stuff into a public release for everyone available. Everyone with no skills could have done that. Now let me say that real quick. People always think when I'm pointing out these things that in a real world environment where you're a legit player, nobody gives a shit about it, right? But that's wrong, because if it's a ranked server, if you can set up your own ranked server and you don't put it on that list, right? Like you just need to put a password on there and it doesn't appear on the ranked server list anymore. And then you can go with your friend, or you set up your second PC or something, and then you just race your own car round and round, and then you just skip to the next session and you keep getting more and more rating, and then all of a sudden you win the competition, you get a shit ton of money for absolutely nothing. You just exploited the game. Think about it. Now to end up this segment here, there was a guy playing on my server and then they blocked my IP, and I was looking at the Discord. Probably the same guy because he had the same name in his Discord. It was like Jürgen or something. And he was also called Jürgen on the server because I just came home from McDonald's and I saw like 4 people on the free-to-play server. And then he was asking on the Discord where the server went or something like that. And then 10-15 minutes later I check again and his comment disappeared. So I tried to tag him to see if he's still on the server. And he was not, so either he got banned, or he left himself, or he got kicked. 10 minutes into the video and we covered the first topic, awesome. Let's move on quickly to the second one. Time attack, call it time attack, competition, leaderboard, whatever it is. You drive around in a circle against the clock and you try to be faster than other people. I have found a huge mistake and I don't understand why. Everything in that game is XORed or XORed. But that is not. Look, so here I have a little screenshot. Oh, no, actually I have a video of me using Cheat Engine. It's a really powerful tool. I cannot say that enough. It's very powerful. But with a couple lines of assembly, I was able to set whatever time I want. Now here I'm showcasing a real life example of how you would use that and why this is kind of dangerous to the game. because it takes absolutely no effort to write this script. Basically what you can do, or what the benefit is, let's say you are good at the game, but you are just not good enough. Imagine you are in the top 100, but you cannot reach the top 5, right? So what you would do is you would just write this little script, pick a time that you would want to set, and then just type it in there, activate the script, and then drive a fast lap. Boom, it sets that time. Now, yes, they are doing checks, or at least they are saying they're looking at the ghosts and stuff like that. But the thing here is, if you put in a couple of more checks whether or not the actual time is in a certain range. For example, you would want, imagine you drive a slow lap. You would just want to filter that out and not submit a new faster time. Because, you know, let's say you fly off, you don't want to actually submit that and then have the ghost, and then somebody checks that and sees you're flying off, but somehow you're still getting a really good time. But you could check if the time is really close to your time, you know, I don't know, maybe like half a second off or so. And then you set that value that you would like. And boom, nobody's ever gonna realize that you cheated right there. It's so subtle, but I don't know why this is not being encrypted or anything like that. It's dangerous. Like here, look. So our actual time was 1:22, but we've submitted a 1:02.890. Let's look at the leaderboard if that actually worked. Obviously it worked. If it wouldn't have worked, I wouldn't have shown you that. Again, legit people would probably say, well, who gives a shit, right? I mean, they just deleted and so on and so forth. But there's money on the table. People are actually trying to win $80,000 or something like that. Maybe you're not so good at like driving fast laps, but you're good at doing the strategy. So on the LAN event, you're gonna be doing actually pretty good. But that's not how this game works, right? Just saying. Think about it. Alright, that sums up this section. Now this part has to do with the fact that they took away my content, the stuff that I paid for and that I don't think was legitimately removed, you know, because if I buy a TV, then nobody walks into my apartment and takes away that TV. That's just not how it works. If I pay for it, it's mine, you know, it's period. That's how it works. So if I pay for cars and tracks, then I would like to keep them. So if you guys are watching, then give me that back, because that is not legal, you know, you cannot just take it away. Anyways, that being said, I've kind of fixed the problem myself, because I was obviously not busy over the weekend. So what I did is I did look into it myself. Now, yes, I spent quite a lot of hours, I got to admit, trying to find a way into getting this to work. And the result was pretty laughable. When you thought byte patching a single byte to unban yourself was already crazy that works, the next thing is gonna be even more crazy, because my method of air quotes cracking the game does not include any code. It is already implemented into the game. And no, I don't mean the buy before you buy or try before you buy. No. You can just join any server, you know. But let me give you a little story of my journey through the weekend. First, I thought I might look through the game and see if there is any function that checks if the car or the track is owned by me. And I found a couple strings, but they were not valuable to me. I couldn't do anything with them. Kept trying to look here and there. Couple hours, I was frustrated, went to bed again, so on and so forth. Days went by, could not find anything valuable. Then I was talking to a couple people who were kind of talking about my frustration and whatnot, and they had no fucking idea anyways, because, well, that's just the people I talk to. They don't know what they're doing, and so basically no one is really a help. They are just trying to motivate me. Then I think on the second day, it was late Saturday, I think. Late Saturday, I first have realized that the whole menu is actually a web browser. Basically everything you see, all the buttons and shit, at least I think, they are a web browser. So obviously I couldn't have found anything, because the buttons that, you know, switch whether or not the car is owned by me is in a web browser, so it's not in the game, and so on and so forth. And I kept going through that. I have no idea about browsers. Tried to Google a little bit, tried to debug it. I tried so many things, I can't even remember what I tried and what I did not try. I found a couple of functions, I think it was Java or some shit. Fuck do I know what that is, dude. Then, I don't know, I'm not gonna tell you how I'm doing it, because, you know, there could be people who play that game and then they would abuse that for themselves. I figured out how to get on any server, on any track, on any car, no matter what, and I don't need to do any code injection, no code changes. You don't need to byte patch, you don't need to change any values. It's that simple. They're gonna figure it out, you know. If they want to figure it out, they're gonna figure it out themselves. Because they've been assholes, I'm gonna be an asshole here too. Because I've been the pen tester for these guys, you know, free pen tester. I'm not gonna give them everything for free. You guys are gonna figure it out. Till you guys give me the stuff that I paid for back, I'm just gonna use all of it. Bye.